Forget the marketing noise. This isn't about brand loyalty, slick ads, or what's trending on forums. This is about what actually matters, when it's just you and the situation. Think your setup is already perfect? Still trusting that old single stack without rethinking it? Convinced there's nothing better out there? Then stick around, because what I'm about to show you might change the way you think about everyday carry. This isn't about flash, it's about function, real-world readiness, and the kind of trust you only get after time on the range and time on the street. We're breaking down 7 carry pistols that don't just perform on paper. They prove themselves when it counts. Let's get into it. Number 7. Let's kick this off with a pistol that rarely makes headlines, but consistently earns trust. The Springfield XDS Mod 2 OSP. This thing is the definition of grab and go. It's slim, lightweight, easy to conceal, and gives you 7 to 9 rounds, depending on your mag setup. But what makes it stand out in a sea of polymer micros is how stable it feels when you shoot it. No snappy recoil, no fighting for control. The grip texture strikes that balance. Secure without tearing up your skin during extended carry. The trigger isn't flashy, but it breaks clean, with a short reset that lets you stay on target during rapid pairs. For a pistol this size, follow-up shots are surprisingly manageable. It's also got an optics-ready slide, a loaded chamber indicator, and low-profile sights that don't snag on the draw. That's important when every second counts. I've worn this gun appendix, 3 o'clock, even in a minimalist IWB rig under gym shorts. And I'll be honest, it's one of the few pistols in this size class that never made me question my holster setup. No, it's not the newest. But in a world chasing trends, sometimes simple, proven, and purpose-built is exactly what you want. Number 6. Now we're stepping into the premium tier. And trust me, the Shadow Systems CR920 earns its price tag. Imagine if a Glock 43X and a tuned race gun had a baby. You'd get something like the CR920. It's built to be Glock-compatible in all the right ways. Fits Glock 43, XMOS holsters, accepts shield arms mags, and shares plenty of parts with the platform you already trust. But Shadow Systems didn't just clone Glock, they refined it. You get a match-grade barrel, window cuts on the slide for faster lockup and lighter reciprocating mass, metal night sights, and a flat-face trigger that breaks around 4.5 pounds, with a short, tactile reset. And yeah, it's optics-ready right out of the box. Standard. I've run this gun in cold weather, muddy conditions, and with a mix of ammo, and it just eats. No hiccups, no drama. Slide manipulation is fast and confident, thanks to aggressive front and rear serrations. And that deep beaver tail gives you a locked-in grip, even when running plus P loads. What surprised me most? Despite the size, it feels like you're shooting something full-size. It tracks flat. Recoil stays vertical. Follow-up shots are stupid fast. If you're the kind of shooter who wants your carry gun to run like your duty gun, the CR920 might be your new standard. Number 5. If you've ever handled a full-size HKVP9, you already know this company doesn't mess around when it comes to ergonomics and quality. The VP9 SK brings all of that into a more compact, concealable package. And it does it without cutting corners. This isn't the lightest or thinnest carry gun on the list, but it might be the most confidence-inspiring. Everything about it feels overbuilt, from the slide, to the recoil system, to the trigger components. And that paddle mag release? Some folks gripe about it, but once you get used to it, it's lightning fast and ambi-friendly. Plus, this thing is smooth. The recoil impulse is soft, predictable, and easy to control, even with hotter plus P 9mm loads. I've carried the VP9SK in colder weather, under layers, and in a strong side OWB holster. It's not the smallest, but it's the one that makes me feel like I'm ready for anything. If you don't mind a bit more weight for a lot more shootability, the VP9SK is absolutely worth a spot in your rotation. And if you're wondering how it actually runs on the range, let me tell you. Trigger pull on the VP9SK is solid. A smooth, consistent break with just enough take-up to be safe for carry, but short enough to stay fast under stress. During rapid strings, it stays flat and predictable. Reloads are intuitive, and with practice, that paddle mag release can be faster than a button, especially if you're shooting support side. I've pushed this gun through close quarters drills, reload under pressure, movement to cover, and it feels like a compact that wants to run with full-size guns. Number 4. The SIG P365X is like that guy who shows up to the range, doesn't say much, and outshoots everyone there. It doesn't need to be loud or flashy. It just works, over and over again. SIG took everything people loved about the original P365, the slim profile, the 10+1 or 12+1 capacity, and made it even better. The X version adds a slightly longer grip for better control, a flat-faced trigger that's crisp and predictable, and an optics-ready slide that pairs beautifully with today's micro-red dots. But here's what matters most. It disappears when holstered, points naturally, and lets you run fast, accurate follow-ups even under stress. This gun has earned its rep the hard way, through real-world carry, real-world use, and thousands of hours on the range. It's not just the default carry gun for millions. It's earned that position by being exactly what people want in a life-saving tool. Small, shootable, and dead reliable. And honestly, we don't need to spend a ton of time explaining the P365X. It's already proven itself, on the range, in the streets, and in holsters across the country. Number 3. Let me say this up front. The Walther PPSM2 is the sleeper hit of the concealed carry world. It doesn't have the fanfare of the P365 or the marketing push of Glock, but it flat-out performs where it counts. This is a true single-stack 9mm with a slim profile that melts into your waistband. I mean seriously, you almost forget it's there. But when it's time to draw, the PPSM2 gives you a grip that feels full-sized, with a trigger that's smoother than most guns twice its price. The break is crisp, the reset is short, and the overall control is shockingly good for a gun this thin. I've run defensive drills, low-light scenarios, even weak hand-only shooting with it, and it delivers. Every single time. It's not optics ready, and it doesn't come with flashy modularity. But here's the thing. Not everyone wants or needs that. Some of us just want a gun that works, points naturally, and disappears when holstered. I've carried the PPSM2 on long road trips, during summer heat waves, and in lightweight clothing. And it's never printed, never failed, and never made me question my choice. You'll find better specs on paper with newer guns, but few match the real-world shootability and comfort of the PPSM2. It's the kind of pistol that earns loyalty through use, not advertising. If you want a proven, affordable, dead-nuts, reliable single-stack carry gun that just works, this is it. Number 2. You want a no-BS carry gun with real pedigree? Meet the Smith & Wesson M&P Shield Plus. This thing didn't just show up one day and ask for attention. It earned it, round after round, year after year. Smith & Wesson took everything people trusted in the original Shield and gave it the upgrades we were begging for. More rounds, better trigger, optics ready, and still just as slim. It holds 13+1 with the extended mag and 10+1 flush, and you feel every one of those extra rounds in your confidence, not your waistband. The flat-faced trigger is miles ahead of the gritty original, breaking clean with just enough wall to keep it safe for carry. I've carried this gun through hot summers, road trips, even outdoor training days, and it never skips a beat. It's got just enough grip to lock in during rapid fire, but not so much bulk that it prints through your shirt. What I really respect? It doesn't try to reinvent the wheel. It just gives you a tool that works, every single time. You don't need a doctorate in tactical to shoot it well. You just need time on the range, and a reason to carry. Bottom line, the Shield Plus is what happens when a manufacturer actually listens to shooters and builds a gun for the people out there living this life. Reliable, refined, ready. Number 1. Glock 43 XMOS. This pistol isn't just popular, it's practically a standard in the concealed carry world. Let's start with what it does right. You get 10+1 rounds out of the box, and with Shield Arms 15-round steel mags, you've got true double-stack capacity in a slimline frame, without jumping to a bulkier platform. It's optics-ready, with a factory-milled slide compatible with the Holosun 507K RMS footprint dots and others in the micro-red dot class. That's a huge plus in 2025. Ergonomics are familiar to any Glock shooter. Simple, intuitive, and easy to train with. The grip is narrow but secure, and most shooters can get a full 3-finger purchase without needing extensions. Recoil is easy to manage. The slide cycles fast, muzzle rise is vertical, and follow-up shots stay quick and controlled. Now, for what it doesn't do perfectly. The stock trigger? It's serviceable, but mushy, with a vague wall and a springy reset. You'll probably want to upgrade if you're running it hard. The factory sights? Plastic, low profile, and nothing special. Most serious carriers replace them on day one. And if you're running 15-round mags, you're relying on third-party parts, which means potential reliability concerns if you don't test your setup thoroughly. Still, when you balance capacity, concealability, and upgrade support, the Glock 43 XMOS hits a sweet spot. It's not perfect, but it's consistent. It adapts. And in the world of everyday carry, that's a formula that earns it the number 1 spot. The gun doesn't make the man. Your mindset, your training, your ability to stay calm under pressure, that's what matters when things go bad. This video isn't about hype. It's about honest tools for honest people, in a world that's anything but predictable. So carry what works, train like it matters, and build the kind of confidence that isn't bought. It's earned. If this gave you something to think about, hit the like button. Drop a comment. Let's talk about what you run and why you trust it. Subscribe if you're here for more than just gun reviews, because this channel's for people who live ready, not just talk about it. Stay sharp, stay accountable, and carry not out of fear, but out of responsibility. Because one day, no one's coming, and you'll be the one who has to act.